All right, so today is April 11th. So if you have purchased the behind the scenes clearing, or it is part of a program that you bought, or you're in Quantum Leap Academy, whatever it is, if you have this recording in a purchase, then this session is being done for you right here and now, whether you were actually purchasing it at this time. So even if you didn't purchase it at this time, this session will be active when you do make your purchase, and whatever you see here will be cleared from you then, and not only from you, we're clearing your household. So like that's your pets, your children. We're gonna research for you, the buyer of the product. However, the rest of them are gonna get cleared in 0 time, which means I don't research for them and find all their stuff. But anything that, because obviously as souls, we've spent several lives together. So anything that we have, any programs or lives or whatever's coming up, that is any cords, any type of disharmony that's coming up energetically will be cleared from all of you, which makes home life just that much easier and so much better. So we are going to look at that with this clearing today too. So just know that whenever you watch it, it's the perfect and right time for you. If you are already, if you had already purchased this and you're watching the recording because like you're already in the program and it's part of it, don't worry about it. It happens instantly. Like the minute that this recording is done, it's already happening for you. Your information's coming in right now. Hope this makes sense. All right, so we're just gonna prep to work. So we're just gonna have all of you prep to work, which means raising the level of your consciousness to the most appropriate level for you so that you can assimilate and assume and embody these new energies in this clearing. Understand this clearing, not that you need to understand it or even freaking ever watch it, hear it, know it, think it, feel it to receive the benefits, but just giving you that option. We're also going to ask that any blocks to prepping be removed, and any blocks or resistance or interference to healing, receiving the healing, embodying these energies and frequencies in all levels. So is everyone prepped to work? Thank you. So obviously I am not the one doing this. I'm the one administering this. I am the one receiving the messages. I am the one guiding our teams as to what to do based on what I hear and what goes on and, you know, all of those fancy things. However, your team, God, angels, saints, masters, all sorts of divine beings are assisting. All right, perfect. Just receiving a couple messages, connecting up. All right, awesome. So first off, we're going to do some energetic hygiene. You may be learning this in something that you are taking with me right now. You may not be, you may just be receiving it. However, whichever it is still energetic support for you. And we are just going to clear that out pretty much in all levels of your being. So every place, every person, every movie, every song, every thought, every emotion you have felt is still with you unless you do energy hygiene. So right now we are just clearing that out. We're also gonna, okay. So a lot of you had some beings around that weren't of enough light to be in your highest and best interest. They weren't, they're non-beneficial. So out they go, right? We want to keep, so it's like having a boardroom table. You don't want to freaking talk to the entire team as the customer to get your product. You want to talk to the person sitting at the head of the table who talks to his team to get the message. And we want to keep that team precise, accurate, in the highest and best interest, and only those that are serving your highest and best interest and in of service to you. Does that make sense? And anything and everything that allows them to return or not to be removed, we're transmuting that now. Right, so some of you are getting some updates, and this isn't something malicious, but it can fucking be malicious in your life. Like, not that it's malicious as in, you know, something's attacking you, definitely not. And really anytime if you ever, because I know what this is like, when you ever feel something is attacking you or whatever that is, chances are there is some energy that's no longer serving you, that's lingering, that's actually being kind of like a magnet. However, let's get back on track. This is your team. Every one of us has a team, guides, whatever that is. And sometimes those guides aren't in your highest and best interest anymore. Let's just say that. Sometimes we can get a bad guide. Sometimes, somehow, whether you communicate with them or not, you can get hooked up with a bad guide, just like you can get hooked up with a bad company when you hire, you know, the entire company, and whatever it is, you can get hooked up with a bad one. So we are cleaning house right now. Therefore, whether you communicate with them or not, whether you hear them or not, you are going to be receiving from only guidance from from those that are in your highest and best interest in this lifetime, right here and now. And so because this happens, we can connect to them, and it's an energetic connection. It's the same connection between you and your family, or even somebody you see at the store, or whatever it is. So there can be these energetic connections. And so we're going to locate all, it's kind of like if you've seen, right now we're going to do all of these plus the ones that are coming up to these beings, but we're basically unplugging from them and unplugging you. We're unplugging anything that's plugged into you that isn't serving your highest and greatest good. And we're unplugging you from anything that isn't serving your highest and greatest good in this lifetime, here and now. You're like sneezing. All right, what is going on here? My book keeps trying to fall off. All right, so. All right, so we have a fear program created in a parallel universe. Bringing in energies such as hurt, hate, guilt, greed, sexual perversion, rejection, appeasement, adultery, envy, depression. And it's also creating blocks to positive. And so that is helpfulness, honest, hope, wisdom, grace, acceptance. Thank you. Anything else? Any other research required? All right, so we're clearing out this program. Which also is connected to alternate life paths. So when you're doing this and you have these portals open, because our soul is really quite magnificent and it lives these other lives, let's just say, and so this portal's open somewhere that isn't serving your highest and greatest good, and really what's happening on a spiritual level is freaking coming into this level. So right now we're closing that portal and we are removing all like the alternate life paths that you've been choosing. And quite often this can be from other guides because they don't like have the down low on what it is, or sometimes you've set yourself up a little test, like a little contract. Like if I haven't figured shit out by this date, then you're going to steer me off track until I choose the path of evolution or whatever that looks like, right? And I'm getting body programs. So it's just, we're going to clear. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is this isn't just a program on a spiritual level. And that would be it. It's also like in your DNA, in your chromosomes, in your trailers. It's in your mind. It's created beliefs. It's created emotions based on certain things. It's created thought forms. It's in your organs. It's in your, yeah, just like your tissues, everything. So every last speck is being cleared. And just the final touch of clearing the soul prints, which is basically the same thing as your fingerprint, which gives you this whole new, it's like getting a new fingerprint, but it's a soul print. So if you got a new fingerprint, every one of us, our fingerprints are ours, right? No fingerprint alike. Well, it's same as our souls, only we are shifting that because just because we chose it to come here doesn't mean we need to keep it and keep the struggle and keep the fear or keep whatever it is that's being created that isn't serving us in this life or from other lives or wherever it's coming from, whatever it is. We have the power to shift it just like that. And so we have some trapped emotions in the front solar plexus. And now we're also going to clear the Holy Spirit body. The living soul keys, the divine plan, the first draft, all bodies and all levels. So we're clearing all levels of consciousness. Creating a new divine plan, updating the divine plan. All right, so interestingly enough, we have some vaccine energies coming forward. So no matter what you believe, it's a foreign substance in our body. We need to detox from it. It is causing more harm than good. Something else here. Need to encourage them to listen to their bodies and allow them to know, believe, think, encourage them to believe, think, know, and feel that their bodies have the ability to heal themselves when you clear the energy. And when the energy is removed that is causing the symptom, misalignment, need for detox, whatever that is, your body can then heal itself. A vaccine is a lot like putting alcohol in your body or another foreign substance that we are used to looking at as something that can potentially cause other side effects. Although you may have taken it to help yourself, the body doesn't see it that way. The body doesn't see any type of medication that way. And not just alcohol. This is me channeling information, so you know. And not just alcohol, but even food that has been contaminated by herbicides or some type of chemical can do just as much harm and they want me to take note of that and add that into what's coming next. Therefore, I can teach you guys how to detect that. Therefore, when you are feeding your bodies, you are feeding your bodies with quality. So I'm just going to jot that down. Just because they say broccoli is good, it doesn't mean broccoli is good for every single one of you. Each one of you could eat broccoli and have a different result. And oddly enough, in some cases, it could be just as bad as eating poison for certain people at certain times in their life, and that changes. And the only reason that changes is because the energy changes. And that is why we develop allergies or whatever it is that you develop, is because the energy changes. And it's just your body's way of talking to you. And we're just going to clear out any desire to suffer. So any beliefs associating with suffering, any emotions, any thought forms. And in this case, we're also, so everything is energy. Your table is energy. The clothes you're wearing are energy. Everything is energy. So in this case, we are clearing not only you, not only your household, but your household, the house, whatever is in it, because all of that also holds the frequency. That's why you can walk into a room somewhere and everybody can be gone and you can be like, ew, what just went down in here? Because the frequency is lingering. And they also want everybody to know that there is no way to evolve if you are not talking to your body or at least listening to your body. It is going to be absolutely critical to have a service like this or the ability yourself to thrive as we evolve. It's part of the plan. And they say to me, that's why you are here and that's why you do what you do. Because that is also part of the plan. And we're just removing, so like anything, I'm seeing, you know, one of those, have you ever seen one of them globes that has light in it and you touch it and it's just like lightning all over? It's just mazes, right? It's like all these mazes to the point of where that energy or frequency or whatever you want to call it was created. So we're removing it permanently, removing all of it. All the way back prior to point of creation. It's going to be transmuted and it's going to be transformed to the most appropriate energy for you, aligned with your divine plan, your divine destiny in this lifetime, here and now. From all that's available, infinite possibilities. So we have like a future, hold on. Okay, so we got a couple future life programs coming up. One of them is a conflict program. One of them is a benefit program. One of them is a discarnated entity program. They're all created in future lives. So as we know, on a spiritual level, time doesn't exist, so it's happening at the same time, which means that it's actually coming down in here and now into this life, creating havoc or something that is, we're not going to research things that are fantastic and clear them. So something that is not serving your divine plan, your highest and greatest good in this lifetime, here and now. So toxic shame, resentment, hate of life, fatigue, failure, excesses, abandonment. But you also have blocks to positive. So you have blocks to wholeness, you have blocks to wisdom, you have blocks to joy, you have blocks to involvement, you have blocks to faith, endurance, enthusiasm, forgiveness, freedom, friendliness. We're also going to remove any contract, commitments, agreements, deals, pacts, you know, whatever isn't serving your highest and greatest good that created this or that would allow this not to be removed or allow it to return. And this is also, I'm hearing there's a cycle. This is a cycle that repeats every three years. So for someone, or some more than someone, this repeats every 3 years. So this repeats every 3 years. And shit goes sideways, I'm hearing. And then shit gets better, but it keeps on rearing its head. So because you have learned your lesson, we don't need to keep this cycle going. So we can transmute this cycle as well. We're going to download and activate the lesson, transmute all that doesn't serve around the lesson, all emotions, all thought forms, all beliefs, any affiliated energies with learning that lesson that are not serving your highest and greatest good. We're going to transmute it and we're going to keep that lesson. We're going to embody that lesson on every level of our being and take that forward because it's in our highest and greatest good. how to love, how to believe in yourself. It may not be those exact words, but it's definitely on that frequency. And that may not resonate with all of you, and it may not be for all of you because there is more than one person in here. However, we are here as a collective, and there's a reason each and every one of you is here right now. So we're just going to clear all levels of programming, because not only do we collect these programs, so there can be on a high level of consciousness where you get all the fantastic freaking ideas. You can pull some shit out of there that's actually not going to be in your highest and best interest anymore. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not going to be your highest and best interest anymore. So we are going to remove that from that level of your consciousness. So that pool that you're fishing in for ideas or information or, you know, things on that level, guidance, whatever it is, inventions, here we go, is populated and serving your highest and best interest now in this lifetime, here and now. And this is going to be done on a monthly basis. Like what I'm doing right here, right now, is done on a monthly basis. And so things you are experiencing right now, or things you are going through to get where you're going, will be cleared next time. Maybe you weren't quite ready. Maybe you didn't quite learn that lesson. Maybe you've been learning the same lesson over and over again and doing the same shit over and over again. Just so you know, if you choose this month not to keep doing that, there's the possibility that you will be ready to let go of that next month. And we'd be more than happy to clear that for you then. And for some of you, this has created a loss of, if you believe in God, hearing God, or if you believe in something other than God, then hearing good. Either way, not good. So we are opening you up to the possibilities of hearing all that is good and in your highest and best interest in this lifetime, here and now. And so now we're just going to wrap it up. Brain restructuring is complete. So when we do this, we actually shift and we want to restructure everything properly. And so now they're asking that we just have every single one of you. For those of you who watch, for those of you who don't watch, you will be doing this on an unconscious level, because at the time that it's right and perfect for you, whether you already have purchased this or whether you are going to purchase this, the minute you purchase it, you embody, like the minute you hit send on the purchase, you embody these frequencies. You consciously go and watch it later, but they're asking that I do something for you on a so we're just going to set up a protection around you. And we're going to ground this energy in so that it just doesn't take off on you. And we're going to connect you with all that's available to you. So all the ideas, all the new emotions, all the amazingness, limitless, infinite possibilities available to you. So we're going to connect you with that energy. And we're also going to bring in some solution energy. So if there's a certain problem, it's an opportunity to invite solution energy in. And when we invite that solution energy in, quite oftentimes those problems fix themselves or go away. And this is something that each and every one of you can do, and I will start teaching that next month. Just to be able, each and every one of you has the ability to protect your own energy, to clear out your own energy. I call it energy hygiene, right? To bring in solution energy, whatever it is that you require. This is super, super amazing for empaths. Just life in general. You don't even have to be an empath, but you can just be somebody who wants to live in purpose, live your best life. Energy hygiene is absolutely life-changing, amazing. And if I can teach it to my 12-year-old son, who is doing freaking amazing at it, then I'm pretty sure each and every one of you can learn it, and each and every one of you requires to learn it. If a 12-year-old benefits from it, then every adult needs to, because 12-year-olds, obviously children are more resilient, they have more protection, and they have a parent taking care of them. However, as my kid learns this, it's empowering him, and that's actually my goal, is to empower each and every one of you with these different techniques to thrive. So with that said, have a super fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to the next clearings. And the next one, so this is more of a spiritual clearing. The next clearing is actually more of a physical body clearing. So just so you know, If you're currently enrolled in something and experience back pain or bloating or skin irritations or allergies or any type of diagnosis, bring that to my attention via whatever means necessary. Like, I'm just giving you a little reminder about that. And I will add it to the list of whatever I've got going on for that day. And we will take a look at what that is and what the cause of that is and get to the root of it. In very rare cases, there's a stubborn situation that requires one-on-one, but when you're doing this on a regular basis, stubborn situations don't stand a chance. So with that,